You can check it here, you can check it here. I'm selling the...
Selling guns.
No, wrong guns. Hi, I'm Selin Kiazim from Oklahoma in Shoreditch. I am going to be making some kfte with a spicy tomato sauce and some flatbreads today. Cool, so the first thing we're going to do is make our kftes. So we've got some lamb mince here, finely chopped onion, got some chopped parsley too. Be generous with your seasoning. And that's it, and then we're just going to give it a really good mix, almost like we're kneading a dough. There's many different versions of kfte, like hundreds. This is a very simple kfte though. Once your mix has formed together nicely and everything is all amalgamated together, just start off by taking sort of golf ball size pieces of kfte mix. Each one of these you want to roll nice and tight in your hands into a ball. And then once you've rolled it into a tight ball, then roll it into a sausage. And then just pat it out. So you've got these like little oval patties. So this is just straight up lamb mince. You could also use mutton mince, be lovely. You want something with quite a high fat content in there. Fat is flavour after all, and so you want those little nuggets to kind of explode in there, which means that you have a nice juicy kfte. So this has got around 20-25% fat in there. So once you've shaped them, we'll just pop them into the fridge for around half an hour, just so they firm up a little bit. So next we're gonna make our spicy tomato sauce, which is really easy. I'm just gonna make it in this cast iron pan in the Roccbox, but you could also make it on the stove if you wanted. Nice big chunk of butter to start with, and then we'll pop that in to just let it melt. We've got our butter pretty much melted there, so to that we're gonna add lots of sliced garlic, some tomato paste. I've got some dried oregano here. If you can find a wild dried oregano, even better, because it's got really lovely perfume to it. Turkish chili flakes, also known as pul biber or Aleppo chili. So we'll pop that back in and then just let it fry and do its thing for a moment. So once the garlic's all bubbly, a little bit golden, you can't smell it, but it does smell amazing, and so will yours when you make it. Then add the passata straight in. You could use tin chopped tomatoes if you want, or even fresh diced tomatoes if they're nice. A little bit of salt in there. We'll just keep it on the edge of the Roccbox so you don't want it bubbling everywhere. Just gently ticking over. Beautiful tomato sauce. You can see that the tomato itself has kind of reduced and intensified, so that's been cooking for about 5 minutes. Make sure you give it a stir every minute or so. The last thing that we need to do here is just season it up with a little sugar, and I've got a little bit of sherry vinegar to just bring out the kind of natural acidity and sweetness in the tomatoes. I'm gonna pop it to one side while we cook the kftes, and then we will be popping the kftes on top of here a bit later. Got a cast iron ridged pan here that I'm going to use to cook the kftes, but I'm just going to pop it into the Roccbox to heat up for a little while. About 300, just under maybe. Griddle pan has been heating up for around a minute or so. That's the little sizzle that we want to hear, so I'm going to fit in around 6 on here. You can cook them in a couple of batches and then place it straight back in. So our kfte have been cooking for around 2-3 minutes. It's sizzling away nicely, so just give them a little flip around and pop them in for another 2 minutes. These are ready now. It's quite nice to sort of set them into the tomato sauce so all those lovely juices can mingle. Extra thing, if you fancy it, is to just take some of these lovely oils from the lamb and kind of drizzle them over. That's lots of yummy flavour you don't want to lose. So we're almost there on that. We'll just set that aside, and now we'll make our flatbreads. I've already made a dough here. I like to use the same dough that I use for my pitas, for my flatbreads. And if you're after the recipe, you'll find it on Gozney.com. Just gonna coat them in some flour, So if you just start to pat it out, and then just with a rolling pin, you just want to roll it out into a rough circle around 6 or 7 mil thick. And then we'll just chuck it straight in. The Roccbox has got on a high flame. And put it in right at the back, and you want, once it starts to puff up and reaches kind of a ball stage, then we're going to flip it over. Flip it over so it gets a little bit of colour on the other side as well. Flatbreads are ready, and while they're just chilling out, I'm just going to pop this back in for a minute to reheat. Bubbling away, looking great. To finish off, I mean, you could just serve it like that. Dip your bread in, happy days, but I like to finish it off with a bit of yoghurt, cooling factor. Just dollop it in the middle, chop parsley, a little bit of sumac for some tartness. Just to be really extra, I like to put some brown butter as well, so just literally melt the butter and cook it until it's brown and nutty. There we have it. That's my kfte with spicy tomato sauce and flatbreads. Okay. Everything's really hot again, guys. Nice little steaming pocket of joy. Anyway. So hot. Has anyone actually got like proper bands from doing it?
Like, have you just filmed with Gozney? Yeah.